Welcome to the Mindset Makeover. During this unique show, hosts Lisa Berry and Michelle Carter accompany you on a journey of mindful thinking, true feeling, and clearing mind chatter, all to align you with deep answers and multiple possibilities that help you move forward and live in the now. You become present, clear, and unstuck, and able to live fully led by your heart. Michelle and Lisa invite you to listen and feel this transformation through vibration of word, sound, and song. Open up to what's possible and experience a shift.
I'm Michelle Carter. Hello.
Hello. You know what's really great about this show specifically, and that's why I love it, is we have our amazing topic, our theme that we'll be talking about, but we also get to bring to the listeners really cool stuff that we do in our lives that help shift us.
That's absolutely true. And we do stuff all the time.
We really do. And I know that you have something that you did that I think is, I actually got to do it too one time. Nobody knows what we're talking about yet, but you got to do a sound bath yesterday.
Oh, I did. It was so cool. It's just, I like sound, obviously, being a singer and a musician, but yes, it was very fun with my really good friend, Chandra Schofield, who is the most amazing acupuncturist on the planet. So
which yet again is another cool thing that shifts, acupuncture.
Acupuncture, the greatest thing. So if anyone's in LA, you have to go to her because she's the best. And actually, she'll probably be a guest on our show one time. She is ridiculously amazing. But anyway, yes. So we decided to start teamed up to do these sound baths. My first sound bath I ever went to was with her, and she's it's just so cool. It's really
tell people what it is. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's really cool because you really do feel like you are encapsulated in a really epic soundtrack. It's just super fun because it's like there's gongs and bowls, and it's just this whole. It really does feel like you're in a movie. It starts really low, like it feels like you're in a big classical song kind of, and has this huge crescendo and then brings you back. You basically, it's like a meditation. For the listeners, they lay there on a yoga mat and just experience the sound. So it's really as you're being bathed in sound. But it's really, really cool. And
would it be something like, if somebody can imagine, I think most of us have gone swimming. They've gone in the ocean, they've gone something, but as opposed to it being water, it's sound.
That's a great way to put it. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Because you are you don't know where the sounds are coming from. Because I've experienced a bunch of times before I started facilitating them, and you lay there and it's really because everything's coming from all over the place. So you don't know. So it's really, it's relaxing, and then it's exciting, and things move through you. It's very, very cool. And there's definitely elements where it's quite musical as well, but the sounds, because the crystal bowls, like everything as we've talked about before, is vibration, and every single instrument is vibration. So the bowls vibrate at a certain frequency, and they're all tuned to a different frequency. And the gong is tuned to, and all gongs are different. I found out that this one's tuned to a certain frequency. And so they just make you feel all different things, and you can go in and cleanse. So
when you left it, like how long did it last? Like, would you still say that, could you feel it today? Like the shift, or like what can somebody expect to experience? Like, what do you experience after it?
Oh, I think so. Like, it's been kind of cool lately because I've been doing it so much, especially with like practicing. It's just, I feel like you definitely feel, I personally can only speak from my own experience, but you feel lighter and clearer, and it's just such a cool experience. Like there's no other way to explain it than it really is this experience that kind of uses all your senses, because you're hearing, you can hear, and then there's, what am I trying to say?
I love that you said, I love that you said about feeling lighter, because what you and I both do, the reason why we use song and sound in with our coaching is to remove that heavy and the light. So right now, as a sound bath, which you're facilitating, you're actually helping people to move through and just feel lighter, like you said, and have that clarity. And so that stays with you. That's something that yeah, I guess it does stay with you. Did you sleep? Did you sleep last night before the show finally?
Guess what happened? Someone slept. And it's rhymes with Ishel. I actually slept last night. It's incredible.
See?
I didn't have any crazy, nothing happened. I went to bed, I woke up, everything's good. All fine.
That's a huge thumbs up now for the sound bath. It's extra credit to it because now we know that that's actually having an effect. That's terrific.
Yeah, it really is amazing. I mean, I think in all elements of music and sound and like actually the other night, I was at my friend's house and they were went there for dinner and they were playing the station and the song came on and I was like, oh, I could just feel it in my gut. I was like, because when I first moved to LA, I lived in this pool house and I'm like, that's the pool house. And I'm like, I'm in it. I said to them, I'm like, I'm in the pool house right now. I can do it. And the song right after everything, whatever the playlist was all stuff from that time. And it was crazy. It all took me right back there. And then we had this long conversation about how, like my friends, they were talking about when they first met and the music that was playing then. And we were saying like, it just takes you there. Like that and smell, like you just, all of a sudden you're catapulted back to that memory. So I think that's what can change. That's why music, all kinds of music are so healing.
The transporting of you from one place to another is exactly where change begins. So,
absolutely.
And I think that's where if everybody's right now listening, thinking, you know what, I don't like this in my life right now, where I'm really frustrated, or I'm stuck, or I'm overwhelmed with this. You know what? That's how simple it is. And we have two songs that we're going to play that we plan on transporting you, because guess what, Michelle?
What?
We're going to do it. We are going to talk about what most people think about a lot and wish they didn't, because I know I didn't. But today we are going to go very deep and cleanse and lose the heavy, because we are going to talk about weight. Not just how to lose weight, but how to live weightless.
Yay!
That's a big promise, isn't it? People are like, okay, really? I think about counting calories and moving my body and doing this much time at the gym or all that. But no, because as we just said, we can transport you into that weightless state, that very like light and not overwhelming and not heavy, because we're going to go, we do this every show. We're going to go deep, but in a light way. And we really are going to lose the heavy. And like, Michelle, you know what? We can be any body weight. Everybody's gone up and down or maybe stayed the same, but we're thinking about it, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I think I think there's different perceptions to lose the heavy too, because for some people it really will be physical, but for some people it's completely losing heavy feelings, losing heavy thoughts, because sometimes we carry a heavy memory. I think to me, weightless is all of those things, because it's not just physical.
Well, the song
we're going to play
the song we're going to play is going to be specifically targeted for weight, like the body weight. However, everybody listening, if you are struggling with your physical body weight, can promise you that an emotion is involved, because really those emotions govern quite a bit. And shifting from that place of feeling heavy, from a thought, or like what you're saying, like that emotion or whatever, that can be debilitating. It can be like erratic, or it can be paralyzing or stressful, or just confusing, or can cause harm. Like that thought of being heavy could force you to eat or not eat enough, which can be a reason for weight as well. But really, when we are going to use our song that does deal with actual body weight, because we want to put you to a feeling of feeling very safe, having clarity, knowing possibilities, feeling hopeful, being supported and excited and happy and loving. And oh my goodness, I'm going on with the feelings here. But we're with weight itself and with feeling heavy, like what Michelle's like, we have those two things, and either one of them can affect you in every part of your life, and it can consume our thoughts. And that's where we just want to get a handle on that, to feel good about it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
With weight, it's funny because, if you see the ads on TV, or you, like every time you go to the store, like what are they marketing? What are on their packages and stuff? That's like a heavy thought in of itself. It can actually create you to be thinking about your weight when you weren't even thinking about your weight. It's just like, but no, you know what? I think we do have I'm trying to think, how long is that song? Do we have time to play that song right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
It's 5 minutes.
Ooh, we do not then, for a commercial break. Okay. So, and then before going into that one, when we play this song, the reason why we're going through this is we want to have you identify with the mind chatter. Now, if you're not thinking about your body weight itself, it could be maybe something you just don't like about your physical body, but it does consume you. It really holds you hostage in that thought. And I know with me, when I have something that I'm, constantly thinking about, it is heavy and it has a debilitating factor. And then when I can shift and I have that a love for it, an understanding for it, or the hope that I can actually maybe shift it or change it, or, feel very powerful, that's where you can find, like, you're transported, like what we were saying earlier, to that different place of possibility and hope and stuff like that. Have you ever gone through that, Michelle, when you're thinking, there's something that you want to shift a little bit, but then you can get consumed, or you not in a loving way, throw it to the side and go, I'm not thinking about it, I'm ignoring it. But you can do both. I think it gets pretty dangerous with the wormhole to be like, I'm not good enough, or I don't know very many people that don't deal with some type of image thing at times, like what we're talking about. And you choose to either, okay, I'm going to fall down this wormhole, or you can shift it and then it doesn't matter as much anymore. So yeah, the shift, I think it's really snapping. We talk about shifting so much, but I think it's because it's that snapping out of the moment so you don't go down the negative wormhole. Like, that's what I think for myself. It's like, okay, what can I do to snap out of this moment so I don't because you can start to believe any story you tell yourself, positive or negative. And what happens is that if that story is untrue, and this is I'm just thinking this, when a story is untrue, you can't get out of that story because it's not true. And what happens is, and this happens a lot with weight gain or weight stagnation, you're stagnant and you're storing a lie, you're storing a belief that isn't true, and you're punishing yourself by thinking about it over, and you could even very well be rebelling against it or keeping it as protection, or the worst of all, you're not paying attention to your actual worth and you're ignoring it. And so when we come back, I cannot wait for everybody to hear this song, because it's going to walk you right through everything, from mind chatter to solution.
You're listening to OTR FM, part of the IOM radio network.
Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com. and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
The name is Bond. James Bond.
No, the name is Joe. The Joe Show. And we are returning back for our 9th season here on OMTimes Radio. So tune in every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, on OMTimes.com/mobile. You can take us wherever you go. Yeah!
This is Terry Van Horn, and I want to invite you to join me for my weekly radio show, Hailing Light, on OMTimes Radio every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Healing Light, we want to bring love, light, and blessings into your world. You can find out more about us at www.healinglightonline.com. Blessings.
Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
You're listening to OTR FM, part of the IOM radio network.
This song, Michelle, I just want to make it clear to everybody that this is actually called Weightless, not weight loss.
Yes.
Yeah. So
weight less.
Weight less. And just to be light and not lose anything and not have to feel like you have to lose anything or get through it. So this track, I mean, when I was feeling the words of what I've been counseling and coaching women and men to lose weight, to change their body, but not because their body there's anything wrong with it, is that what that weight represents to them and how it's a sign of their health, their mental health, their energetic health, and who they are. And so when you put the music to get to this, I really could feel that you were, tapping into that feeling of how can we keep people feeling light as they go through this really, really difficult conversation in their head.
Yeah, it's like a little soundtrack to all those feelings.
It is.
Which is everything I always talk about, a soundtrack to this, life is a movie.
I love it though. People really relate. So it's a soundtrack to the feelings of this. So as you listen, let's jump into the feeling of it. If it's not weight that you're concerned with on your body, it could be like a heavy emotion that we're talking about. But please, let's just enjoy this and walk through it, and then we'll chat about it.
All right.
I want to lose this weight. I don't feel like it should be on me. It makes my life hard every single day. This weight doesn't belong to me. I've recently gained this weight. I've had this weight all of my life. I want this weight off. My life would be so different if I could lose this weight. I'm so uncomfortable with this weight. Is this really my body? I don't want to connect with it. That's it. I'm losing this weight. It's gone. I'm going to diet and I'm going to exercise and I'm going to lose all of these inches and look fabulous and feel great when this weight is gone. But wait a minute. Oh, that sounds like so much work. Can I do that? What will I have to give up? Do I even have enough time in a day to do all that exercising? Why haven't I done it yet? What's going to change? Why can't I just love myself the way I am? There's so much emotion to this. It consumes my mental energy and my emotional energy. I'm judging myself. If I lost this weight, I'd be a better person, right? What do I think will be revealed once I lose this weight? Is there something different under this weight that I'll be able to share with this world once it's gone? Why can't I share that now? The world is judging me. I'm judging me. What if I could not judge me with the weight? What if I could just reveal who I am? What if I wasn't chasing weight loss? What if I was to let go of the judgment and the negative emotions, and then the weight would let go? I would then reveal who I am, regardless of the weight. I would be able to enjoy the letting go, the weight loss, as it leaves my body. What is it I need to break down? Break down the fat, break down the emotion, break down the wall. What is it I need to satisfy? What craving?
What mental craving, what emotional craving? What do I need to satisfy? Sometimes I do eat to satisfy some emotional need. What if I could eat to fuel my body and feel satisfied with that, along with all the beautiful, wonderful, positive, uplifting, inspiring, enriching, highest self emotions that I need? I'm sorry for judging myself with this weight. I'm sorry for feeling bad about myself with this weight. Please forgive the pain and hurt that I felt based on those judgments. Thank you for allowing me the space, the safe to be satisfied, to allow my mind and my emotions to find what needs to be broken down, to be able to melt away from me what is not needed, that is not enriching my life. And thank you for allowing me to reveal who I am. I love who I am, and I'm excited to share who I am with me and with others.
I really want a microgreen salad right now. Oh, I love that one so much. And I remember in it where it's about chasing weight loss, and then the treadmill. It's like that's what when you're sometimes on all these equipment, it's just you're like running, you're chasing something that if we could make worth the priority as opposed to the weight loss, I think that's where the weight list starts coming in. I think when you make self-worth the priority in everything, money will come, abundance will come, happiness, health, which we are going to jump into next. Health will show up because your self-worth, that's where the thoughts of your self-worth, of who you are, who will be revealed when this shadow of whether it's body weight or disease or poverty kind of takes over. It's we lose sight of that priority, that it's our worth that really shines through, that we allow to shine through, that will create that energy to attract all those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, now I'm thinking of the health one. It's funny. Well, you know this, and I'll share this with everybody. I've worked in the weight loss industry for so long, and that's what actually made me decide. I mean, I started as a counselor, then became a coach, and then became a certified coach, and then a nutritionist. But it's the coaching that was the key. That was the key that helped men and women to lose the weight. It wasn't the diet. It wasn't like, yes, we need to know what food is healthier than some, because there's certainly some very unhealthy foods out there. But it's the coaching of why are we choosing to eat food that nourishes us? Why are we choosing to think thoughts that keep our mind healthy and that keep our cells active? Because when we're functioning and we're in the flow, then our cells actually start doing what they're supposed to do, what's going to make them the optimal cell to have optimal body weight, optimal health, optimal everything, right? And that's why I wanted that microgreen salad. I think my body was like, hey, here's some chlorophyll right now.
Oh my God.
But yes, with that, I hope everybody could feel that shift to just, the dialogue that goes in our minds and just really from our hearts, because that's what we're kind of screaming out. We're saying, I need a shift. I need to shift because I'm stagnant. When you know what's kind of neat? I just thought of something. The sound bath. That's kind of like an energetic aerobics class. Does that make sense?
Sort of.
Because your energy Does that make sense or no, Mai?
It could make sense. I think it's individual. I think each experience is so different for whoever is experiencing it. So if that worked for you, it totally could. I mean, you went to a sound bath, so for you, it's going to be different. Like every single person is going to have an individual. And mine always goes, like I said before, everything turns into some fantasy movie, and that really resonates with me. And to me, that's like, when it's like so fantastic and incredible, I almost do better in that realm. I'm like, that makes way more sense. So I think if that's a language that speaks to you, it could totally feel like an energetic aerobics class. It may not resonate with me, but it totally could be you.
No, not aerobics now. Actually, it's funny, when I did the sound bath, I went the way it was done performed on me. As I was laying there, it was one person with one bowl at a time. So I actually kind of think I like that theatrical feeling.
Yes, this
one thing at it. Yeah, yours was like a concert.
Yeah,
and I think too, when we think about whether we're dealing with weight or when we have to choose. So if take that person right now, that listener who is dealing with the weight issue, the actual body, the fat that they're just not comfortable with, and that it kind of is like, it is a concert. It's a matter of piecing all, like whether it's the food or the activities, it's really releasing that stagnant and that storing and those thoughts. And in order to do that, that's where that self-worth, that's where the shifting, when you focus, and I think I'm gonna put that at the top of my list now, when we put our self-worth as a priority. Oh, you know what? When you're just tired and say the priority at the time, you've made it something that's not your real priority, and you feel like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't have the energy. I'm tired. But then somebody could call with this really cool thing that you like, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have so much energy now. That's where I want everybody. I want to help everybody shift to where their self-worth is that priority. It's the call. That's that really cool thing. Like, hey, guess what? Let's work on self-worth. So help energize everybody and shift. And when we do come back, let's bring that ray over to health, and let's figure out how our self-worth is going to energize our entire body and health and life.
This is OTR-FM, part of the IOM radio network.
Are you trying to get from point A to point B and need a little advice? Connect with the counselors at OMTimes Advisors. Whether you're looking for a life coach or a spiritual intuitive, the advisors participating at advisors.omtimes.com were carefully chosen based on their gifts, skills, and professionalism. OMTimes Advisors, connecting you with the best advisors in the business.
Hi everyone, this is Shay Parker, the host of Best of the Best, which airs live right here on IOM Radio every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm super excited to bring you expert guest hosts, spiritual discussions, free psychic readings, and so much more. I can promise that you will not want to miss this one-of-a-kind, fun, yet touching, down-to-earth show. Join us every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific on OTR-FM. This is Shay Parker, and I can't wait to see you there.
Hello! Join us, Lisa Berry and Michelle Carter, every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the Mindset Makeover, What's Possible. Get ready to become present, clear, and unstuck, and start living fully, led by your heart. While you listen and feel this transformation through vibration of word, sound, and song, you'll open up to what's possible and experience your shift.
Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
This is OTR-FM, part of the IOM radio network.
so drawn to the health and whether it's about weight or not. As I share with everybody here, my mom, my entire life, my mom was sick, and we kind of chatted about that last show, but she taught me a lot, but that it really, I had my own life too. And then I went through different health challenges. And what I really remember is that there's a couple of years in my life where it was a big, long stretch of life where I knew I loved myself and I knew there was a big value to myself. However, I couldn't figure out how to express it to certain people in my life. And my relationships around me I didn't feel the connection to them the way I wanted it. Like I wanted to feel connected, and I really believed and felt that they were there because in my own mind and heart, I know that we are not separate. Everybody's connected. There's a connection to everybody. But I really didn't feel like I wasn't validating myself, and I wasn't, the validation I was looking for, I wasn't getting. And in my life and how my body was reacting was I just kept shrinking and fading away and breaking down. And I became this really small little person. And it came to a time where I was trying to examine this. Was I trying not to be seen, or was I just trying to be so small that I didn't have to carry anything around? Or did I feel small and not worthless? I don't mean worthless because I didn't ever feel it quite that way. But was it something that I was just trying to put out that maybe I was just small, maybe somebody needed to help me or take care of me. So there was a lot of these things, but I will say that once I really did examine, and I used music, and I used the whole Ho'oponopono, and I used the tapping, and I used all those tools, and really came to, I started putting the weight back on and becoming a normal person. And at first it was a little bit scary because you think, oh, I'm not used to this. Because shifting from any stage, even if you're really sick and you shift and you experience health, that can be scary too. And we can we can slide backwards a bit. It's just, we want everybody to feel safe in the most healthy and positive change that's for you. And it could be in a snap of a fingers, or it could take years. I know with my mom, it was back and forth all the time. When she was I thought we were having an improvement and making progress. All of a sudden she'd be allergic to something that was like blueberries, like something so healthy that you think you cannot be allergic to blueberries. And I used to, and in all fairness, I used to be, is she just scared of getting healthy? So her body has created this allergy to something, or, this intolerance to it. So please, everybody, when you're trying to make that shift, just know that there are times that you might consider, you might not know exactly how it's going to look or feel, but just walk through it at your own pace and listen to that. And we want to play the health meditation song for you right now, because this will help you just step by step walk through the shift that could be necessary, that could really help you through it. And I know this is something that when I was becoming healthy, feeling energized, making my self-worth my priority, this is something that was the mind chatter and the thoughts that were going through my mind. And I really want them to reach you so you can hear them and it can help you shift it. So if Michelle, it's all set, we can do health.
My health is movement inside my body and outside of my body. A healthy relationship inside my body. The relationship between all of my cells, all of my organs, and my blood flow. The communication, the conversation, that healthy conversation each cell and brain receptor have. Health is the lack of stagnant movement, stagnant energy. Health is everything flowing. Health is everything rejuvenating. Health is everything repairing. I believe, I desire, I possess all healthy aspects of my life to exist in my life right now. I have healthy thoughts. I have healthy language. I have healthy movements. I do healthy acts. I have healthy relationships. I have a healthy job. I have a healthy career. And how I am able to attract, create, and maintain the health of all of those external factors and aspects of my life is by having the healthiest body, the healthiest insides of my body. I am now attracted to all that is healthy for me. I am now attracted to all that is healthy for me. I am now attracted to and am open to and say yes to all that is healthy for me, for my dreams, and for this life experience.
Oh, my cells feel so happy and positive right now.
Well, I love the health one. Health one's one of my favorite ones for sure, which is surprising because I try to not think of health so much now, which sounds silly, but it's just because when I was younger, I had so many health issues. But I just love that one, how it says, have a healthy job, like have health in all areas, like try to find health everywhere. I think that's what I love so much about that one. And it really does feel like the sounds are moving through your cells, and that when you think of us like a little bit more than just, like you said earlier, we're more than the calories we eat and the calories we burn. It's about all that stuff. It's like about having a healthy mind and having a healthy relationship with really ourselves and everything we do. So I forgot how much I love that song.
That's why we're so appreciative of listeners, so that we can play these things. I love what you said. You're right. If we transpose it, if someone is going through or has gone through like yourself health issues, like you just get, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Health extends to your job, like what you do every day. What do you wake up, like the relationships, or how, it's not just your cells.
You kind of want to be in a place, though, that, like, I don't know. You kind of want to be in a place that you don't think about it. Because, when you're I think that's what's so great about, like, when you're in that place, we've all been in a crisis place and it consumes you. And I know I have been in places with major health issues and it's all consuming and I can't see beyond that. Like, that's my whole world, this whole little bubble. And just like your previous story, like that, it's all consuming. And then that you've made that shift and you really don't think about it that much, where you don't think about the air you're breathing. You're like, oh, I'm just breathing. But if you stop for a second to think of breathing, you're like, I'm going to forget how to breathe.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. That's so funny.
It's so true. But I do it. And I'm a singing teacher. I also teach singing. So there is a lot of focus on breathing. And it's really weird when new people are first starting lessons and they're like, I've never thought about it like that. And then all the breathing becomes so hard, but it's like, okay, we just got to get our head out of the way sometimes and just breathe and breathe. But yeah, it's, anyway, that song really affected me this time because I was actually just thinking how we can only draw from our own experiences because we're the only ones living our lives, to be like, oh wow, I never think of health. Wow, that's a huge shift. So that's pretty cool.
Well, what's funny is that we'll have health care, but we should have our own health care. And that's maybe what is like. The big word that came up to me during that was progress. Like every little bit, every breath is progress. And as long as we can acknowledge that and see it, and like that, I found that to be such the most positive. Like it was a lot of, I love repetition. I don't like meaning I don't want to repeat things like, but when you do a meditation or a lesson, or like when you're teaching breathing lessons, how many times you have to repeat it till they learn it? Like, when they're practicing.
That's so true. And we forget that. We're like, it's not like, you hire a personal trainer and you're like, I've done a sit up. I look good. I'm done. And I have students. I have a little kid student that told me the other day, he's like, I've mastered piano. I'm like, that's amazing. You're 8. But it was hilarious. But it's just because I have so many students that don't understand that you have to practice. I'm like, you gotta practice. You gotta do that. Like how they say yoga is a practice. Like you just do, it's not like you do yoga for a month, you're a master and that's it. It's a practice for life. Just how we're going to eat till the day we die. Like it's daily bread. You have to do all these things daily. And I think it's a good reminder to think about, I mean, most of the things we talk about is all about relationship. It's the relationship with ourselves and and I think health and weight and all that stuff's the same. And the fact that with weight less today, this choice of a topic, because it is the relationship and not making the topic of weight so heavy, which I think is kind of cool because it turns into this heavy, scary thing. And people identify, I mean, I have some very close people in my life that, weight can be a big struggle, even if they do all the right things. So I do think that love for yourself and that component can really shift a lot. And it's beyond eating a microgreen salad.
Yes. And funny enough, when we were talking about practice, it was something so interesting the other day hit me. When I practiced nutrition and I was teaching it, I was doing food every day, all day, recipes, this way, that way, left and right. And I could think of every ingredient and everything. And you know what's really funny? I've given it a break in the past, almost a year. And I couldn't think of what to make the other day. That's
shocking. You're such a good cook.
I know. And I thought, I don't even know. I was going to go to the grocery store and I thought, well, what do I need? What do I want to buy? I was like, what? You really, Lisa? You couldn't think of anything in the whole grocery store that you could buy to make? And I was like, no, because I was out of practice. So even when we have that great conversation with us and we're feeling fantastic with our weight and health, you know what? If we stop and we go the opposite way for whatever reason for a little while, we do need to come back to it. And
absolutely.
I love that. Now I'm going to write down
but having the practice, you're so right. But it's about everything. Like when I think of in music, I'm so disciplined because I understand. I mean, and we'll get back to that after the break. But
story time when we get back. I love it.
This is OTR FM, part of the IOM Radio Network.
The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Do you have time to read that inspiring book or that blog post you've been meaning to get to? In your busy world, how do you improve yourself and keep your life going? I'm Lisa Kay, and my Between Heaven and Earth radio show can transform your life just by listening. Be uplifted with inspiring topics, positive stories, and ideas that really work. Between Heaven and Earth Radio is conscious living for your soul, every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Join me, Maggie Chula, on Mondays at noon Eastern for Mastermind with Maggie. Let's work together in a mastermind. We can resolve life's problems and create goals for the future. Build action steps empowering you to create your life in partnership with your divine source of light, your soul. Manifesting your goals can be simple and easy, so come with your problems and leave with a plan. The Akashic Master Teachers and I are waiting to help you.
Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
This is OTR-FM, part of the IOM Radio Network.
All right, story time. Actually, just before I go in the story, we're talking about practice, daily practice, regular practice. Yeah, things that keep us sharp and keep us on track and keep us in focus and keep our priorities in straight.
And practice, okay, I'm going to say it again, and I know she's listening. I always talk about the great Willie Carter because she's the most amazing mom and person on the planet. My mom came up with this idea, and she is going to be a guest soon.
Yeah,
Mom, you're listening. So anyway, she came up with this idea. This has to do with practice. It was really cool. It was called Willie School, and then I started Michelle School, and then if you want Lisa School, where and it started because practice can really feel like homework and chores and just like, another thing to do. I'm so busy, I don't want to do it. But then this whole school idea was so awesome because it was like, they weren't like to-dos, they were more like to do for myself. So I decided, I was like, okay, well, I'm a really good music teacher. I'm like, why don't I take me on as a student? I'll be my student. So I decided, because I was having a hard time making time to practice piano every day. I could do all this other stuff. I could do all my work, but I was having a hard time making time to do that, or making time to, like we're talking about, exercise. And then, and so then part of this school, and then my mom was telling me about the school, and I was like, you're brilliant. And so I decided, okay, well, I have a new student. Her name is Michelle. And then I have a new teacher. Consequently, her name is Michelle. And so this does sound crazy, but I was so good at making that time because I was making a priority for myself, and it wasn't a chore anymore. Because when it was like, I have to. As an adult, we all know, and especially I don't even have kids yet, but I can't even imagine people with families, and you have your cats that are quite just like kids. And it's hard to make time to do stuff for ourselves, especially when it's not work related. And I just noticed such a big difference. Like, I was getting better because I was making time for myself. And then anyway, I think it's the same. Like, if you change exercise into something you like, because not all of us want to go to a boot camp. I definitely don't. I hid in the bathroom when I went to one. And not all of us we just find something that we like. And basically it's just about honoring your body with movement, and honoring your body with food that tastes good and food that feels good and all that stuff. So yeah, anyway, I just think practice is so important, and it's the way we approach it. Don't make it look like a chore, because a chore, we're never going to stick to it, and you'll just feel punished.
Let's highlight that. So we're going to change the things that are in your lives, all the listeners, the things that are in your life right now that you think, I have to do it. We're going to change it and say, I get to do this for myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the best way to be like, yes, I get to do this. This is so awesome. And
Michelle, I think this is, can you sing just the one line just for fun, the Everything is Awesome song?
Oh, I always sing this. I don't know if it's a real song. It might even be a real song, but Lisa and I constantly leave messages for each other, and every time something's good, we're like, everything is awesome, everything is awesome. It's a terrible song, but it's amazing.
But then we can say, everything is awesome. I get to do this for myself. Well, it doesn't rhyme
but I think it's about, like, ultimately everything, and we know this. It's about raising your energy, just like a musical instrument. The reason why sound baths are so cool, because the bowls start really vibrating, and it's raising their vibration. It's the same with everything we do. Our cells, just like you said, they want to eat great, lively food, and a lot of good food that's good for you tastes amazing. Like, it's not all garbage food. It's not the best tasting stuff out there. So like, you can have,
you are masked by the addiction when it comes to those kind of foods. And I will say, as being in the weight loss industry for way too long, to be honest, you know what? Do you know how much people had to commit? And like, they found the time, kids, family, who you name it, full-time job. It was 3 times a week just to come to be coached or weighed or do all those things, plus all their time commitment they would have to do. So of course, do their whatever exercise routine they would do or prepare their food and stuff. But they were that's a practice. When you book that time to see your coach 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It was funny because in a weight loss, on Mondays, you get your B12 vitamin. On Wednesday, you get measured. And on Friday, you get your blood pressure done and you get measured every time. So it's a constant check-in. And that's a practice of becoming familiar with it. I think that's excessive, to be honest with you. But if you're going to commit that time to someone else, try making sure that you've done that. You've made that commitment of that practice to yourself first. And I bet you get just as far, if not further, than you've ever have before by play that song, oh my goodness, I don't know that that's up on the thing. You know what? How about we offer that as a gift? Let's offer the health.
Health is up there. It's a video. We don't have a video. Okay. No, we'll offer it as a gift. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, everybody. Yes. Come to 432shift.com. Email us and say, hey, I want my health.
I want my health. I want my gift. Give me my health now.
Health now. Yes. And so, because that one, if that could be a practice for somebody to listen to that daily, who cares? Multiple times daily. I think that would make a really big shift for them and you. And I have to share the story. I was going to ask all the listeners too. We're talking about heavy thoughts, heavy weight, heavy whatever, and how to lose the heavy to become weightless. And I'm really shifting on everybody. I have to share this story because as a child, I had a very heavy, and this is especially even an adult, I would be scared of this thought. But as a child, I was devastated. I didn't even know what to do, and it was constantly on my mind. And I lived a heavy life because of it. It's not funny at all, but I used to fear that when I died, Mom and Dad said when you get to heaven that everybody loves everybody and everybody's equal. And then I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to get up to heaven and my parents will love the neighbor just as much as me. And then I was like, am I really your daughter then? Because, they might as well be your daughter. And then I felt like I was going to be alone. And then when I learned about, don't fret. You could come back and have another life. And I thought, oh, great. I got to do it all over again and fear again that I will be not loved as much. And this was like this heavy, really scary thought. And the reason why I'm sharing this is that I had to really work with that heavy thought. Like that heavy thought consumed me. It weighed me down. I was like a heavy, weigh down thought. And what I had to figure out was, okay, who's my support system? Who could I go to which, by the way, I did go to my mom and dad as a small child because I used to cry about it all the time. And I made them promise that they would at least recognize me and call me by name and just put their arm around and guide me around up in heaven in the clouds.
I can't handle how cute you are. Like you would have been this cute, weird little kid.
But the neat thing is that I needed to feel safe. First of all, that was me. I was like, no, please find me in the crowd at least. Okay. Aww. So, and I think that's when we sometimes, whether it's our weight, our body weight, we think we're all alone. Say we're feeling overweight or we're feeling unhealthy or we just learned that we have perhaps a disease or something that's not right for us. You know what? I don't want you to feel alone. I don't want anybody to feel alone. So find out whether this show could be your support system. We can be somebody out there. Find out who your support system is. Find out what tools are going to work best for you in your new practice. Because now everybody is going to have a practice, right?
And you can make it, and make it your own and make it fun too. I think it's really, really important. I think fun is incredibly important because that's how I stick to it. But I think make whatever changes. And again, we talk about this a lot about making like it's funny that Lisa mentioned microgreens because you can make micro changes and they can be really, really positive. Like, sometimes even have just those little things, and little things become huge things. We talked about that in the last show, just about how, you can do even a small positive thought can be contributing to changing the world. It's the same with changing your inner world, that just be kind to yourself and make things that are fun. Hey, great exercise is hula hooping. My mom's awesome at it. I'm terrible at it. But it's like you find stuff that works. Anything that works. That is
actually the baby step to belly dancing. I mean, that works the abs.
I'm the worst belly dancer. I am so bad. I don't know what happens. I can't, it just falls down. Seriously, when we have family reunions, I'm the crowd joke.
What's actually funny is that during your family reunion, everybody gets hula hooping.
Oh, yeah, and double dutching. It's awesome. No, my family's pretty cool. They're fun. But I have no athletic skill, like none. I think I was not gifted with that. But I just know to move, other than that.
Yes, and move. And what's the most important about movement? And as we said, I'm going to link this all together here. So microgreens, micro changes. I love that, which is progress. Micro changes in thoughts. And it's keeping stagnation at bay. We don't want to be stagnant, and movement is what fuels the change.
And we're so lucky to move if we have the ability, because not everybody has the ability to move all their body parts. So if we have the ability to move. It doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean going to do some crazy hardcore exercise. For some of you, it may. Some people are triathletes and they think that's awesome. I'm not one of those people. But to be grateful, just to be lucky to have our bodies that do work while we're on this planet. So it's like giving gratitude and little steps that are just little happy steps. I think if you can make one shift and one happy step a day, we're going to be a whole happier place.
Well, you know what? Let's do a fun gratitude closing moment. Let's actually, I'll do a bunch of thank yous, and you do thank yous too. But I want to start off by saying to everybody, sharing everybody about what I am so grateful for. I am grateful for the ability to shift my thoughts.
Oh, I'm thankful for that too.
And I'm grateful to be able to share it with like-minded and soulful, energetic people like Michelle and like these listeners. So I'm grateful for that.
See, I feel the same way now.
I know.
I feel immense gratitude for. I feel us having the ability to do this show. It constantly shifts us too. So, I'm so great. Well, again, we are. You can go to our website 432shift. Call us. Call us.
Call us.
Sure, call us. And you can email us and ask for your health song.
And in closing, we're also grateful for all expressions. So please, call us, email us, talk to us. Expression gratitude.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.